So a lot of my lefty friends think there's no difference between Joe Biden and Donald Trump. Like, they don't see any distinction between neoliberalism and authoritarian fascism. And you know, there's definitely blurred lines. Like, there's definitely blurred lines between neoliberalism and Trump-style fascism, which one could say is authoritarian fascism. You know, there's blurred lines there. Like, both are pro-war, both are pro-austerity, both seem to have strong anti-immigrant sentiments. You know, I mean, Obama set up camps and caged children, and Trump just picked up where that left off. So they're both the same to me. I mean, I know Obama was ostensibly the deporter in chief. So you know, both sides are not keen on immigration, having immigrants here. So yeah, so there's a lot of commonality with neoliberalism, which is Joe Biden, and authoritarian fascism, which is Donald Trump. So, I mean, like, this is a good conversation to have because I think there's a lot of validity to it. Obviously, I think Biden is the lesser of two evils. That's pretty obvious. Because fascism is the worst direction we could go. Even though neoliberalism has traits of fascism, some would even say it is fascism. You know, neoliberalism is still a bit softer. It's like a soft authoritarianism. Like, I'm just being honest. Like, neoliberalism is a soft version of authoritarianism. So when people make this argument that they're the same, there is some valid reasoning behind it. You know, both sides are anti-worker, pro-business. You know, only one side though is pro-LGBTQ, is you know, pro-women's rights, and a lot of things that are hinged on being social issues. There's no doubt about that. There's no doubt that a Joe Biden administration would be much better for vulnerable populations of people. I don't think there's a question there. And once again, this is the harm reduction theory kicking in here, which is one of the reasons why I'm voting for Joe Biden over Donald Trump, because there will be an element of harm reduction to vulnerable populations. So I am voting for the lesser of two evils. I'm just saying it because that's where we're at with a rigged two-party system. I really do believe they share, you know, a blurred boundary with authoritarianism, fascism, and stuff like that. But there's no question in my mind that Joe Biden's administration would be 100 times better than a Donald Trump administration who, I mean, he's just undermining every democratic norm we have, every democratic institution we have. If it benefits him, he's going to do it. You know, you're not going to get that from the Biden side, okay? You know, let's face the facts. Donald Trump is a dangerous person. He's more dangerous, okay? I don't think that can be disputed. I just don't think it can. Even with all the awful things that entails a Joe Biden administration and neoliberalism, this isn't authoritarian fascism. Like, we're not too many notches off from mass graves at this point. I mean, you have AG Bill Barr in a Trump administration that is hell-bent on rounding up anti-fascists, does that not ring any bells in your head? That a government rounding up anti-fascists is a concern? I mean, is this not a concern to you? Is that not a big deal? I mean, political speech, First Amendment rights, we're allowed to believe what we want, practice whatever religion, whatever political beliefs, they're all protected. But now it's negotiable because, they're socialists or they're communists or whatever their political beliefs are, it's on the table now to round them up. Now, is that going to happen in a Biden administration? I would say the chances are significantly lower than that of a Trump administration. I firmly believe the Trump administration is way more likely to stomp on the First Amendment. I just think that's pretty clear to me. So that's why it's a little bit easier for me to vote for Joe Biden. I also live in a swing state, so that's also why it's easier. But I'm finding this argument that Biden and Trump are the same to be troubling, but I'm also willing to recognize the similarities between neoliberal Joe and authoritarian fascist Trump. There's definitely some overlap there, but they are not the same. They are most definitely not the same. And both ideologies might suck, but one is definitely way worse and willing to corrupt the First Amendment like no one we've ever seen in the executive branch. That's just a fact with Donald Trump. So they are not the same, but they share a lot of traits. So let's have a nuanced conversation here. When people say neoliberalism is fascism, if it is, it's a softer version, not a pleasant one by any measure. I'm not trying to make that argument, but it is softer. So let's talk about this. Let's have a productive discourse down below. Like, share, subscribe. Have a lovely weekend.